Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S10 and see how this phone holds up in the later part of 2023, or in the middle part of 2023 actually. Now, the funny thing is that the S10 is still one of those phones that I love talking about. It's beautiful, it has a ton of capability, but it's just outdated with software. It's the classic case of the hardware being better than the software, and I knew this was going to be the case as soon as I picked up the S10 and held it in my hand. It's a beautiful phone, and even in the middle part of 2023, there are still lots of things that I love about this phone. Now, on the outside, that 6.1-inch dynamic AMOLED display is still very good. It's a curved panel, you have the hole punch display up top, and it's probably one of the best looking displays that Samsung made during this moment. Now, I think since then, maybe, there's been better panels, especially with the S20 being a 1440p, 120Hz display, it's crazy. But this one is still very good, and I look at this phone like I mentioned before, and I've always thought that Samsung did a tremendous job with the design of this phone. On top of that, USB-C, headphone jack, and microSD card slot, still some of the craziest I/O to have on a phone at one time. And 2019, a lot of phone manufacturers were already switching away from it, and Samsung doubled down and gave us such crazy hardware with that type of I/O. And that was something that was amazing. And that is something I look back on this phone as almost like the golden era of Samsung. On the back, we have wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, triple camera setup, IP certification. You have pretty much everything you want in this phone. Now, none of that stuff has pretty much changed, but one thing that did change, at least on the outside, well not the outside, but on the Samsung lineup, is the new Galaxy S23s. I did compare the Galaxy S10 against the Galaxy S23, and of course the S23 is a way better phone, but the S10 still holds up very well. You're still getting, a couple things more on the S10 than on the, Galaxy S23. For example, you're getting a headphone jack on this phone. You're getting a microSD card slot, which that in and of itself is a really big deal. Having that type of capability is amazing, and I love seeing that. Now, the S23 is way better and way faster and everything, but the S10 still held its own, and that was something I really did like and love seeing on the Galaxy S10. Now, on top of that, the biggest downside of the S10 right now is the software. This phone is no longer getting software support, which is probably the biggest downside of buying a phone like this. It might be getting security updates here and there, but you know what I mean. It's not going to be getting the next version of One UI or anything. And by this point, there isn't really a huge reason to keep a phone like this in your life cycle, especially if you're wanting to get the latest and greatest features. Android 13 is still the current version of Android, and this phone did stop at Android 12. So you still have maybe like another year or two of using this phone with security updates and everything. So it's not like this phone's on Android 9 or anything, but because we're already on the betas of Android 14, it's probably going to be coming out in the next couple of months, and Android 15 is going to be coming out in a beta probably in like less than a year from now. I'm not really too sure. The choice is yours, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense to use a phone like this anymore, considering that it is kind of outdated with software. I'd also add that the performance of this phone is starting to kind of show its age as well. Although it's still like a decent performing phone, I will say the 60Hz panel does actually kind of show its age, which is insane. I never thought I would even think about it like that, but this phone does kind of show its age in that perspective. It's not the end of the world or anything, but like I mentioned, it is just another one of those things to kind of keep in mind. So ultimately what I would tell you is the Samsung Galaxy S10 for sure gets a thumbs up from me. I think it's a great phone. I just don't think it's a phone I would recommend people to buy anymore. I definitely do think there's other phones out there that I would 1000% recommend. Phones like the Galaxy S21, S22, the Pixel 7 or 7a, the Pixel 6, even probably the Pixel 5 I would recommend buying over this thing, to be honest. But I love the Galaxy S10 and the hardware is amazing. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.